Hello guys, in this tutorial we are going to be diving into the platform of design where you get to design stunning images or stunning graphics or design using Canva. Now, if this is actually your first time on trying to understand or trying to navigate through Canva, you don't need to worry because this tutorial is going to take you through the step by step on how you can actually use Canva either for free or the paid version. Alright guys, we are just going to quickly dive in. Okay, so first, all you have to do now is to come right straight to your browser and search for Canva. Good. After searching for Canva, it brings you to this part. Now, what you have to do is you need to sign into Canva using your Google, your Facebook, or your email. So I'm going to be signing in to Canva with Google. So I'm just going to click on this. So after you are signed into Canva, it actually brings you here. Now this is where you get to design using your Canva. So there's one amazing thing about Canva. You get to use templates. You don't design from the scratch. You get to use templates. So all you just have to do is maybe you change images, text, make it bold, and the rest of that, and even that of colors. So that is why I really love using Canva. And in fact, for those who are maybe trying to find, even if it's a video for their YouTube channel, for their business or Instagram or whatsoever, you can quickly do that in just few minutes using Canva. And there are so many things you can do using Canva. We are going to see that as we proceed. All right, so if you look at this now, this is document, this is whiteboard, video, ID card, presentation, and continues like that, which is there are different templates here in Canva. So it's just left for you to decide which do you want to design on. Is it for Instagram post? Is it for Facebook ads or whatsoever? Be it a video and the rest of that. So if you actually come here, you see for you also see it document, the whiteboard, presentation, social media, videos, website, and the rest of that. A UI UX designer can actually use Canva. A graphic designer can actually use Canva. A photo editor or even that of a video editor can also use Canva. And when it comes to videos on Canva, you can also create an AI videos that you can upload on YouTube till you get monetized. Now, this is just so simple to do on Canva. We are all going to see how we can do that. All right. After you are signed into Canva, it is very, very important and necessary you use the Pro in Canva. Now, if you actually want to be using videos and some amazing graphic design or some amazing templates on Canva, you need to be using the Pro. All right. So first, what we are going to do is we are going to see how we can design a flyer with Canva. Now, I've told you that all of these are actually templates here, but this time around, we want to be specific. What particular flyer are we designing for? So we are going to come right up here to create a design, or we can come here to search, but I'll come right here to create a design. We are going to be creating a flyer, so I'm just going to search for flyer. Good. So you see this, there are different flyers. We have the A4 flyer, we have the landscape, we have the portrait and the rest. So we are going to be using the portrait flyer. So after tapping on the flyer, it actually brings you here on another tab. Now this is actually amazing. When you are on your home and you search for a particular size or a design you want to work on, it actually opens it on another tab on that same browser. All right, so this is our flyer here. So we are just going to be coming right up here. This part is say use 5+ words to describe. So we are going to be clicking on this. Now let's say we want to design a food flyer for a business. Okay, so we are just going to be searching for food here, and then we hit the enter button. So it's going to be giving us different food flyers, whichever one we want to use. So we can also come here. Now this part is where you get to choose the color you want to use for your food flyer. You can use any color, or even if it's not for your food, for any flyer or for any design, you can pick any color you want to use. Maybe you're having a brown color you want to use, then you can come here to select the color. Alright, so these are different food flyers you can actually use, and if you notice, some of them are having this crown. When you sign into your Canva, you'll be seeing this crown here. It's yours will be in yellow, but mine, I'm using the paid version. That is why I do not have to see it as being in yellow. But if you're using the free, all of this will be in yellow. So I'm just going to be looking for the free so that we can move ahead together. So this is actually a free version. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be clicking on this one. So you can also search for this to follow along. I'll tap on this. So do not worry, I'm also going to show you how you can actually pay for your Canva. Alright, so for those of you that maybe you actually want to be using your phone, you might find it difficult to find some of these flyers. Now, when you are using your phone, there are some flyers or some designs you will easily find using your phone, while when you are using your laptop, it might actually be difficult for you to find it. So if you are using your phone and you don't see this, you can actually do well to pick any other one. You are free to use your phone too. So you can also follow the same process. Go to your browser or you go to your app store or play store to download this. After downloading, you sign in and then you move along with us. Alright, so this is it. It's actually loaded up. Alright, so when you tap on it, it actually brings this design out. So you can also find so many other designs here. You decide to even change this if you want to. Alright, so this is actually the one we are going to be using. Okay, so I want to actually zoom in. For you to be able to zoom in, you see this right here? You just click and drag it. You see this? You get to zoom in and out. So coming up here now, this is delicious food menu. And this is a little writing here. If you notice, this writing is actually on top of the menu. So for me to bring it down, I'm just going to click, hold, and drag it down. Click, hold, and drag it down. Good. Delicious food menu. Alright, so now there's something I actually want to do here. I want the food and the menu to be on same line. Now, what do I need to do? I can just come to my food here. So what I'm going to do is, the reason why this food and the menu are separate is because there is no enough space for them to be on same line. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'll click here and drag it so that it can be on same line. You see this? Now food menu. Alright, so I guess it's not actually looking straight. Let me rotate it a little. So then this, I can now take it up a little. Good, and I'm having this delicious food menu. So now let's see how we can actually replace an image here. So I'm just going to be getting my image ready first, and I'm going to be uploading it. So for me to upload my image, I will come right straight to upload here. Now this is where you get to upload both your image, that of videos and audios. You can use all of this on Canva. So what I want to upload now is an image. So I'm coming right straight to my upload files here. I'll click on this upload files and I can get to upload any image. So I'll be uploading one of these full image so I can replace it here. Alright, here I have my image. What we're going to do now is to actually insert our image in the flyer, and it should be looking round just as those ones are. So what you can actually find here is a frame and the image. Now the frame is actually what is making it round, and then the image is inside the frame. So let's say we will now want to put in our image there. So what we're going to do is to click, hold, and drag it. If you should click on it, brings it here. But this is not what we want. We want it inside this frame. So what we're going to do is to click, hold, and drag it inside here. And then we leave it. You see this? It now replaces the previous one. Then we'll do the same thing for this. We click, hold, and drag it inside there. And then it replaces it. So if we actually now want to edit it, maybe to reduce it or increase it, you can do it to click, double click on it. Now, after double clicking on it, then you can now reduce it to the size you want. Alright, so this is actually okay this way. So after you've dragged and dropped your image there, what we're now going to do is to work on this text you're having right here. So now let's zoom in. Like I said, you just click and drag this in. Alright, so we're having fast food here, we're having sandwich, BBQ chicken, and the prices. So now let's say we now want to change the color for all of this. I can simply click on this, come right straight to text color here, click on my text color. I want to be using another color. Then I can come here to pick a color. So it's actually nice if we use a color that is close to this. So if we want to pick a color from here, this is the color picker. You click on this and come to pick a color. Good, I've picked the color. So this is the color I'm actually going to be using on this. Now look at it here. Alright, so I'm actually going to be giving all of them the same color. So this, when I come tap on this, I change it to this color. Now when you do this, instead of it to actually start changing all of them one after the other, you see this here, change all, this color to this. Then I'll just click on change all and it changes all of it. Then I'll come over to this one, click on it, and then I can also change the color for that. This is it here, I've changed it. So now this is the color I'm actually going to be using. Now we want to now increase the size. This fast food, we want to increase it, same thing as this. So for us to be able to increase it, you click on it first. This is your increase here. Increase it from here. So 15.2. Then I'll do the same thing to this, 15.2. Good. Now this is it. That is where you get to increase the size of your text. How about we now want to underline our text? You click on your underline, you find the underline right here. You tap on it and then underlines it. You can do the same thing for this. Tap on underline and it underlines it. Then you can get to delete this particular one here. Delete this one. Same thing as this. You delete it too. And then you are left with this. Alright, so what other thing can we actually do? We can also do well to change the fonts of our writings. So I'll click on this, come over to my fonts. This is where you get your font here. So I'm just going to be searching for a particular font to use. So let's say I actually want to use this one here. I'll click on it. You see this, it changes it, and if you come down here, you see change all. So I'll just click on change all and it changes all of this to this particular font. Alright, so this is just how we can actually go about with our flyer. So if you actually should come right up here, these are some of the effects you can actually apply on your design. Like I said, this is where you get to choose your fonts. This is where you get to increase the size. You can reduce it or increase it. This is where you get to change the color. This is to make it bold, italic, underline, strike through. And then this is the uppercase or the lowercase you want on your text. Let's say you're having so many writings and then you actually want to use maybe the title case or the uppercase. You can simply do that here. Then this is the alignment. You can do the left align, the right align, the center align. Then as for this is for a list. Now take for instance you're having some list of food and then you do not want to now maybe start using one, you go back, use one, go back, two. You can actually come right straight to your list here and tap on the list and then it actually brings it out as a list. And then this is the spacing. We have the letter spacing and the line spacing. Now the letter spacing is this food right here. I want the letter spacing for this food. I'll click on it, come over to my spacing. This is for the letter spacing, like this. It gives it space. Now if you notice why I'm actually dragging this, the menu is coming down here. The reason why this menu is actually coming down here is because there are no enough space for the food and the menu to be inside here. So this I can actually do it to add it up like this. You see this, just like that. So I'm just going to undo, Ctrl Z, or I come right up here to undo. Alright, so this is the letter spacing and the line spacing. Then this is effects. Different effects for your text. You can use the shadow, the lift, the halo, whichever one you want to use. So let's say I want to use the shadow for this. I click on this and then you see this delicious food menu. You see the food menu is actually having a shadow. Now I want to change the shadow color. I'll come over to my color here, tap on it, and then I can pick any color. Let's say I pick black. You see this, the black shadow is actually there. So let me go back there, click on it, come to effect. This is it. So this is where you get to pick the direction, you set how you want it to be, the offset, the blur, and the transparency. Alright, all of that actually under the effect. Then the animate. Now the animate is, it's now actually like an animation on how you want it to be like for the food menu. Now let's say this food menu, I want it to actually fit in. You see this, it fits in. Now this is no longer a design. Now this is actually moving into a video. This is now a video because I just added animate to it. So I can do well to remove animation. This is it right here. This is the writing style, character, word, line, and elements. So all of these are different animates you can use. You can use different animates for any of this. Now you can use all of these because I'm actually using the Pro. So like I said, I'm going to show you how you can actually pay for Canva. Alright, so I can just remove the animation. I want this to be like a design. I do not want it as a video, so I'm going to remove it. Now, for us to be sure that this is no longer a video, okay, let me just quickly pick one of these animates. Now let's say I pick this. Now, to be sure that this is actually a video, if you come right up here, you see this play button. This is 5 seconds. So this is actually a 5 seconds video. So if I want to remove it, I click on remove animation. You see this, it's no longer there. So now this is no longer a video. So we have the position, where you get to position any of your text, your image, or whatsoever. So I don't actually use the position. Instead, when I want to position this, I just have to move it to where I want it to be. So this is for the position, and this is transparency. So this is actually now transparency, and then this is copy style, and then you can also lock your designs. All right, so now if you should come over to element here, element is where you get to pick different elements. In fact, anything at all you want to insert into your Canva, you can pick it from here, be it a shape, a frame, a graphic, a video, whatsoever. You can actually import it inside your design. So now let's take, for instance, this is actually food, right? So let's say we want to add some food here on the background. So let's search for food. So now these are different. Look at them. You see this? There are so many food here. So I actually want to be using this, but this is actually the pro. So if you tap on see all, you get to see so many of them. Both the one that is free and pro. You can use any one of your choice. So let's say I want to use this one. So I'll just tap on it, and then this is it here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll make it big. I want it to be on the background. I'll make it big, and then I reduce the transparency. This is transparency. Tap on it, and then I reduce it. So now if you're looking at this transparency, if you look here, it's actually like it's on top of this image. You see this is on top of it. So now how can I actually send it to the back? You come here, see this three dot here, which is the more. You tap on it, then you come over to layers. You see this, send to back, send to backward, bring to front, bring forward. Okay, so I'll just send it to back. So let me try this now. See this, while I'm moving this, it's no longer in front of it, it's now behind it. So if you come here, you find book now, and then the phone number. I don't know, you can actually see this though, it's white. So we are actually going to be working on this. So what I want to do here now is I want to insert a shape to this. So I'll come over to my element now. I'll be searching for shape. I'll click shape. Let me instead put a rectangle. All right, so this is my rectangle. So I'm just going to be bringing it down here. Good. So this is actually nice. This is actually nice. So let's say we want to add maybe our location or our address for our design. We can now come over to our text here. If I tap on my text, I can add a heading, a subheading, and a body text, or I can pick any of these. So I'm not actually going to be picking any of these because it is not a title. And what I just want is to add a little text under here for my address. So I'm going to be using add a little bit of body text here. I'll just tap on this. All right, so I can now put in my address. I can now bring it down here and reduce it. So like I said, if you want to reduce, you come here to reduce, then I can now make it bold. So I've actually inserted this, but people won't actually know if this is actually a location. So what I'm going to be doing now, go to my element and bring in a location icon. Location, I'll search for location. All right, so this is my location, and then I'm actually using this location is actually the pro. When you search, you actually find the free. So I'm just going to be using this one, and then I'll reduce it. I'm also going to be changing the color. All right, so I actually want to change the color for this. I'll come over to this color here, tap on it, and then I can change the color. Good. Now this is it, location. So whoever sees this now, we actually know that this is actually a location. All right, so I've added my location to this. All right, so now let's come over to this image. Now looking at this image, I feel like we actually need to add maybe a little bit of outline to this. I'll tap on this, come over to color. Now what I want to add is an outline. This is border style, this is color. So I'll come over to border style. The same thing, I'll use this, same as this. Come here, border style, then I use this one. All right, so black is not really a color we should use. So we are going to be picking another color, which is the color we've been using. So this is where we get to pick a color. This is border color. I'll tap on it, and then this is the color we want to use. Do the same thing to this. Pick this color, and that of this, pick this color. All right. So this is actually coming out nice, and it's actually looking different from the template we inserted at first. All right. So this is just for this, and then we want to insert a logo. Let's say we want to just insert a food logo. Over to my element there, I'm going to be searching for food, or if you already have a logo that you actually want to use, you can come over to your brand here. Now this brand is where you get to put in a logo that you'll be using anytime. Now when you come over to your brand here, you select or insert a logo, or you can also do where to insert a color, a font, a brand voice, photos, and all of this. So all of this, when you insert it, it's going to be like it's actually your company, and then your company wants to make a design. So this is where the brand logo is, that of the brand color. You can just go there, tap on it, and then insert it for the brand. So this is the brand. So you can actually use a brand logo if you already have one, but if you don't, please let's just do it to come to our element here, and then food. Okay, so I'm just going to come over to graphics here, and then I'm going to find one to use. All right, so let's say I want to use this. I'll tap on it, reduce it. Okay, so this is actually our logo we are going to be using. All right, so if you come over to the draw is not really important because I do not really use it. So this is a pen where you get to draw. It's just for you to be able to draw whatever you want to draw on your design. So I actually do not really use this, but it is actually still useful. Then we have that of the projects. The project are designs you've done previously. So you can actually just see any of them here, and then you can do it to also add it or insert it here. And then we have apps. Now, so these other apps are actually other companies that actually made a deal with Canva. So that is why you get to see some apps here on Canva. So if you come to the apps here, you see this discover, where you get to discover different applications. You see this Magic Media, QR code, DALI. There are different and so many apps here on Canva, but that of AI. In fact, they are mostly AI. You can generate your voice, generate text, generate images, and the rest of that. You can do all of that here. And then we also have that of mockups. Mockups is where you get to maybe bring in a cup, for instance, and then you design something for the cup and then place it on that mug, looking like it's a real image, and then for you to be able to see how the design will look like on the mug. All right, so there are different applications here, and then right up here we have charts, we have photos, bulk creations, audio, background, logos, videos, translates. So all of these are under the applications for Canva. This app here is where you get to see all of them. They are right there. So your apps are the apps I've used previously. This is where you get them. Any app you use will actually automatically comes right straight to this place. All right, so these are just the basic for us to all understand in Canva, and I believe this is very simple and you understood all of this. All right, so this is actually how we can now go about with our designs when it comes to food for flyers on Canva. All right, so we are actually now done with this. So we should not actually be afraid when we are designing on Canva, because anytime we are designing, Canva automatically saves it. We do not need to save it because it automatically saves our design. All right, so now how can we now actually download this for it to be on maybe our phones or on our laptops without we coming straight here, and we can be able to share it? You come over to your share here, you tap on your share. So after you've tapped on the share, then you come down straight to your download here. You tap on your download, then you can select whichever format you want, maybe as JPEG, PNG, PDF, or any of these formats you get to use. But PNG is actually going to be free. All right, but I'm still going to show you how you can use the Pro. So the PNG is suggested. Then this is the size. this is actually the size I'm going to be using, so I'm just going to leave this like this. You don't need to actually be changing this, just leave it the way it is. And then transparent background, let's say you do not need a background to your design, they tap on a transparent background. So then you can now tap on your download, and then it actually downloads it and it's saved on your file. When you're actually done with your flyer design, now let's see how you can actually pay for Canva and how you can actually use the Canva Pro. So you come over to this. Now you see this try Canva Pro. You just tap on this on try Canva Pro. All right, so this comes up and then we are going to be tapping on start my free trial. Now when you pay for Canva, they actually give you some days trial, which is 30 days trial before they can now start collecting the money. All right, so because I'm actually in Nigeria, and then this is 23,900, and then in dollar it should be around $20 or thereabouts. Okay, so when you actually want to pay for Canva, I actually advise that it's better you go for yearly instead of monthly. So now yearly, you actually yearly is actually more cheaper, and then it's better because you are actually going to be using Canva for a year. Then monthly, when you pay for monthly, then before you know it, it's actually due, and then you have to pay for it again. So I just advise you go for yearly. Yearly is more better for us or for you. All right. Then after you've selected the yearly or monthly, you click on next. Then this is where you get to put in your card number, expiry date, security code, and then your country. And then you tap on get your free trial and then you pay for Canva. So this is just how you can actually use the Canva Pro. It's very, very important and necessary if you use the Canva Pro. It actually saves us stress. So we've now come to understand how we can actually use some of the tools in Canva, how we can actually design a flyer. But now, how can we actually design a video? How can we get a video ready on Canva? Alright, so what I want you guys to do now is first subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification, share this video, drop a comment in the comment section if you actually or really understand this tutorial today, and then you wait for the next video. Do not forget turn on your notification so that you get notified when I drop a new video or my next video on how you can actually design or create a video in Canva. Some of you might actually be wondering, can I actually create an AI video? Like I said when we started, yes, it is possible. So all you have to do is to turn on your notification and subscribe to this channel. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can actually create a video, be it an AI video or any video for any social media of your choice. Alright guys, so do not forget, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you guys in the next class.